Let's talk about Rosalie Aprile.
Eat your Manicott!
When I think of Rosalie, I think of resilience. She dealt with a lot of grief, a lot of sadness. Rosalie becomes a widow early on in the show when her husband, Jackie Aprile Sr., dies of stomach cancer. Not only did her husband pass away from cancer, her son was also shot and killed a couple years later.
Giacomo Michael Aprile Jr.
Followed by a friend of hers dying suddenly in a car accident.
Karen had an accident on Pompton Avenue. She's dead.
Oh, come on.
And right around that time, she was also dumped by her boyfriend.
Let's be realistic.
Let's be realistic. What, you want to leave me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and before he dumped her, he was cheating on her with Janice. I think Ro has some things in common with each of the other ladies.
This cake, Rosalie.
Oh, really, Ro, delicious.
The whole meal.
I better get seated in order.
No, wait, stay here. Take a load off.
Yeah, how's the watch?
I think it's fair to say that Rosalie and Carmela were both, at one point or another, spiritually thirsty, shall I say? I guess one could question her judgment in deciding to date Ralph, though of course, he obviously kept his worst behaviors from her.
Oh, really? Jackie just asked me about her. My radar's up.
Oh, you and those romance novels, Rosalie.
Can you imagine the beautiful children those two would make with those jeans?
Do me a favor, concentrate on that almond tortillas, all right?
Ralph, honey, you feel all right. You hardly touched your Manicott.
Fine, Christ.
Jackie, honey, you don't have to stay for dessert if you don't want to.
Jesus Christ, little manners, huh?
Talk about do as I say, not as I do. Something that I think Rosalie has in common with Angie Bompansero is that they're both strong and resilient. They both bounce back. Though something that differentiates Angie from Rosalie is that Angie actually started putting out money on the street herself.
Well, you know, Angie's put money on the street.
How do you know?
Angie told me.
She didn't tell me.
Me and my big mouth.
Well, she's got enough money to do that, huh?
She's one of us. Now it's like she's one of them.
Now, something that I see Rosalie and Gabby Dante having in common is that they're both very loyal to the life.
Again, it is our job to make sure people know the other side of Italian-American culture.
Well, I'll say it, that was totally uncalled for.
Really, though, how dare he? After all you've done for this parish.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna cut him a new one.
They were both okay with what their husbands did.
Wanted money in my hands. I'm so ashamed.
Now, that doesn't mean that Ro's always impressed with the organization and how they handle things. Like Tony, for example, after her son died.
No! Karen had an accident on Pompton Avenue. She's dead.
I'm surrounded by death. My husband, my son, my friend.
Ro, honey. Hi, sweetheart.
Ro, I'm so sorry.
Look at this place.
You're still good.
2 days before the Super Bowl and nobody shows up.
That's not true, Mom.
You'd think I'd remember. All my years married to Jack.
Just make sure.
I'm going to have.
Dwelling on all this stuff.
It's not stuff. Do you have any idea? Do you?
I just didn't understand what you were going through, Ro. I didn't know anything.
It's not stuff, it's death, it's pain.
Even though Ralph dumps her in the beginning of season 4, while she's in the middle of all that grief from losing her son and then losing her good friend, when Ralph's son is severely injured and in the hospital, Rosalie goes to visit them and accepts Ralph's apology and is there for him in his time of need.
I'm having a lot of trouble dealing with this. I don't know.
You don't know what?
I was stupid. I apologize. I don't know how you did it.
You can be there for me, you can comfort me.
Another thing that makes Ro unique among the women, she had an affair too. While Carmela is talking to Rosalie about Furio in season 4, Carmela brings up a guy Steve from the gym. Apparently Rosalie had something with him on the side, but then she stopped after Jackie went in the hospital.
I felt so guilty all the time, the lies and the sneaking. It took Jackie going in the hospital to get me to stop. If you haven't slept with him yet, don't. And don't go over there anymore.
And I'd say that Rosalie is a pretty loyal friend when you think about how much they all love to gossip. I mean, if you think about how quickly Junior's fondness for going down to Boca was spread after it was heard by Gabby Dante's cousin. The fact that word never really got out about Furio until Carmela told Tony straight to his face about Furio. Ro knows how to keep a secret.
I hated that. You supply the war, I'll supply the headlines. How conceited. Ralph?
Rosalie, oh, Jesus.
I didn't know if I should come.
I don't know what to do.
I know.
So happy to see her.
How are you? It's okay. I mean, there's no way to know what it's like until it happens to you.
Later on in season 6, when Carmela and Rosalie take a trip to Paris, I think Carmela thinks that this is a good time for them to talk, for them to really talk about things that you weren't really supposed to talk about back in New Jersey.
And you know what's strange, Ro? When you go to a place you've never been before, it's like all the people were imaginary till you got there. It's like until you saw them, they never existed. And you never existed to them.
I don't know. Maybe you're more a philosophical person than I am.
You know, it's the same as when you die. Life goes on without you. You know, we never really talked about that.
About what?
About Jackie Jr.
But Rosalie's not there for that. She just legitimately wants to be someplace else and not still thinking about New Jersey. Right now, she just wants to enjoy Paris. And I don't think that Carmela was like intentionally trying to ruin the moment or anything here. I just think that that was what Carmela may have envisioned when she thought of really catching up and really having some one-on-one time with Rosalie. And Rosalie had a different idea. Rosalie didn't really have any enemies in terms of people's overall opinion of her. Meadow didn't seem to think that she was too bright.
I mean, Aunt Rose's sweet, but she's like, hello.
But other than that, there weren't really any big complaints.
It's just that Tony has always loomed so large for AJ.
Well, maybe it's just that AJ is a selfish boy who doesn't give a shit.
This is another example of Ro not mincing words, laying it out straight in front of her, not putting on rose-colored glasses, but just saying what's on her mind. And quite frankly, she does have credibility with what she's saying. Carmela tries to criticize her and be defensive by saying, oh, look how you were. And she's saying, yes, I know, my son is dead. So trust me, I am someone that you should listen to and trust on this. Finally, a few of my favorite pieces of Rosalie wisdom.
I hated that. You supply the war, I'll supply the headlines. How conceited. I mean, it's like Judas or something. Eating that Last Supper with Jesus. I mean, at least Judas didn't go into any apostle protection program. All I know is she stuck by him and put up with bullshit. And in the end, what did she do? She set up her own little thing.
She did.
And a couple of 3 of my favorite Rosalie facial expressions.
Ben saw him giving some guy a blowjob.
Again, it is our job to make sure people...
He's blind, you know. Angie.
Angie, my God. I'm sure he's adjusted to it.
Welcome home. How's the trip?
Oh my God, Ma.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. What's your favorite thing about Rosalie Aprile?